It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
DJ and PK, the Utah Mammoth, beat the Winnipeg Jets 5-3 at the Dulles Center on Tuesday, and they also clinched that first wildcard spot in the Western Conference as well, so they will await the Pacific Division champion. We could know the answer as early as tonight. If Vegas gets at least a standings point against Seattle, they'll play at 8 p.m. at T-Mobile Arena. If they don't beat Seattle, Utah awaits to see what happens in Edmonton tomorrow with Calgary, and Edmonton could take the Pacific Division there with a victory and a tiebreaker over Vegas. But if Vegas wins tonight, it's all said and done. Utah will see the Golden Knights in the first round of the playoffs. So that is the situation there. Mammoth returning home and getting things rolling again. Logan Cooley, 8:05 into the first, his 24th of the year.
Here's a stretch feed. Cooley's in the clear. Backhander scores! Logan Cooley dazzles the Delta Center. 1-0 after the Hail Mary connects, and Cooley gets his 24th of the year. 12 to go in the first period, and the Mammoth are on the board first.
And then that Utah power play got back to work, and Nick Schmaltz would get his 32nd.
Sergachev scanning. Keller at the right circle. There's Sergachev. Keller steps into one. Hit a body in front. That was Cooley battling for positioning at the net mouth. Keller. Sergachev. Gunther thought about it. Back to Sergachev. A drive. Rebound. They score. Power play goal for Nick Schmaltz and the Mammoth. And Utah leads 2-0. 5 minutes into period 2, and Nick Schmaltz has his 10th power play goal on the year to lead the team.
Jets counter with the power play goal. It was 2-1 going to the third, and Utah's power play got right back to work. Nick Schmaltz, his 33rd.
Mammoth set up. Gunther tees up a one-timer and fired it high. Keller on the far side, in tight. Cooley feathering one back to Gunther on the near side. Schmaltz has to bump it back out. Keller side of the net. Schmaltz fires and scores! And Nick Schmaltz has 2 tonight. The Mammoth extend their lead, and it's another power play goal.
And then 26 seconds later, J.J. Peterka got his 25th.
It's Kerfoot jetting to center. And then shifting gears into the offensive zone. Sandberg ridden up against the glass by number 15. Peterka in front, dangles and scores! Hey, JJ! What a goal from number 77, JJ Peterka. And the Mammoth are feeling it at the Delta Center.
But 13 seconds after that, the Mammoth took a penalty and went shorthanded. And before you knew it, it was a 4-3 game with 2 goals and a $147 from Winnipeg before Alexander Kerfoot scored into an empty net, and the Mammoth take it by a count of 5-3.
Huge dog pile back behind Karel Vejmelka. It pops in front. Kerfoot at the empty net. Bingo! 5-3. Apply the coup de grace. 23 seconds left in the third. Alexander Kerfoot rewarded with the empty net goal. He's been fantastic tonight. It's goal number 7 on the year for Utah's Swiss Army knife.
So offense fueled by the power play, back and rolling for Utah. They've now scored 4 goals or more in 7 of their last 9 and in 10 of the last 14. The power play is now 14 for the last 35 over the last 10 games. That is a 40% clip. So the Mammoth got goals, got some big saves from Karel Vejmelka, his 38th win of the year. Veggie also ranking first in the NHL in minutes and 3rd in saves. So a victory in the return home. Mammoth clinched that first wildcard spot. 1 game left in the regular season. It will be Thursday night at 5:30 against the St. Louis Blues. Utah continues to cook offensively, led by Nick Schmaltz, who picks up another one. 7 goals in his last 10 games. We heard from him after the game.
Obviously, we spoke on the bench, but how does the maturity in this group showcase in a game like that, especially late?
Yeah, we had a little adversity there. They made a push, but we stuck with it. And big goal by JJ kind of gave us that extra cushion we needed. And we hung and we fought to the end. And guys made some big blocks, and Veggie made some big saves at the end.
When it comes to the quick passing, the quick movement that you saw, especially in the first and second periods, what led to that?
I think we just talked about it. We're a better team when we move the puck quick and use our speed and catch them off guard a little bit. And when we try to drag it back and teams get set, and it's hard to beat all 5 guys. So when we can move the puck up quick, transition, and use our speed, we're pretty difficult to play against.
What about Veggie making some very timely saves, especially in the first period?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, he's been good for us all year. You're going to need those saves this time of year. It's big momentum shifters for either team, and he did a great job for us.
You guys clinched wildcard 1 today. Does that were you guys thinking about that at all? Does it matter to you at all?
I think we were just trying to play as best we could these last 2 games. We had 2 losses in a row, so we wanted to bounce back at home and put ourselves in the best position we can.
How have you seen the group collectively step up in these moments? Like, last week when you clinched a playoff spot, and now tonight clinching the top wildcard.
Yeah, I think, we talked about we just don't want to be limping into the playoffs. We want to be rolling, and we want to be everyone feeling confident and hit the ground running right from game 1. So we're trying to build as much as we can before we got one more game to do that, and we got to be ready for Thursday and then just build into the postseason.
Power play goals tonight. What's going right with the power play?
I think we're just moving the puck good, and we're catching. When we move the puck, it's tough to kill. I think when we hold on to it and dust it off a little bit, teams get set, and it's they pack it in tight, and there's not much there. But when we shoot it, recover, make quick plays, we're pretty dangerous.
You look at the stats. It looks like that was a sudden change. Like one game you guys weren't scoring, and the next game you're scoring every single time. What changed? Like, was there a moment where you guys sat down and figured it out?
I don't think so. I think we got confidence. We've had the similar power play unit for quite a while now, so we know where each other are. We have confidence in every guy on the unit, and things weren't just going in. I don't think we were shooting enough pucks, and we were a little too perimeter. So I don't know what changed, but it's definitely a good time to get it going.
Is that just baseball?
Yeah, it's ball, baby.
Also heard from J.J. Peterka, who finished off his 25th of the season for Utah in that third period. That would end up being the game-winning goal for Utah to make it 4-1 as Winnipeg finished with 3. Here is John Jason Peterka, who we heard from post-game.
We've talked a lot about playoffs, and obviously you guys know what to expect going into this next stretch of the season, but how does pace and speed separate you from other teams you play in this league?
I think you've seen it today, the way we can play when we all play with speed. I think it's like day and night to the other games we played before, so I think build on that.
Obviously, a little bit of adversity in that last period. How has this group grown in terms of maturity in handling some of those closer games? I mean,
Veggie had a hell of a period there, saving us more and more. I think just kind of buckling down at the end of the night. Trying to keep him to the outside and play a more mature game.
Part of that speed is quick puck decisions. What have you guys worked on to make sure that you're having those quick decisions and the right decisions?
Just trying to play north every time. I think seeing it on the goal from Cools, I think best example. You don't hold it back there, just move it up. And yeah, I think no team can handle us if we play with that pace.
Personally, how excited are you to be on the verge of your first experience in the postseason?
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm super pumped. Even talking to fans here, they're also excited to bring the playoffs here. So I can't wait for it to begin.
How dangerous do you feel like this team can be?
I think a little bit of an underdog, especially when we play the way we play today. Just kind of like trying to drag the good teams down, the big ones.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
And head coach Andre Tourigny liking the response from his Utah team. Had a little bit of a bumpy weekend, falling in Calgary Sunday and Carolina on Saturday. Just their only 2 losses, though, in the last 8 games. Mammoth winning 6 of 8. They'll look to make it 7-9 going into the playoffs. Heard from Bear post-game as well.
Really happy about the way we play. When we talk about our identity, we talk about how we wanted to play. And we talked about it this morning, the speed we played, the battle we had, the net front presence, the tempo we had. Really happy about that. Obviously, third period, we made it tougher than we should have. But it will be good learning from us. And all our guys are pros. We know that. So it's not like we learned something tonight. We knew that. So it's just that happened. Glad it happened, though.
Can you expand on the importance of learning how to win in those close games and battle adversity in the third period, especially going into tight playoff games?
Yeah, there's two part of it. It's kind of when it was 4-1, like I said, we made it tougher than we should have or could have. But when push come to shove and that was tight, we played solid. We didn't give much. We were stingy. Even when they had a shift around 4 minutes when they had the puck in our zone a lot, but nothing around the net. The guys were rock solid.
And looking at some of the offensive numbers, I mean, you guys dominated for most of the game. Obviously, that stretch at the end, not as much. But how does stacking that success or that execution offensively then allow you to have and weather that storm of the adversity in the third?
Yeah, I think there's a lot we can take from that game, and what the guys wanted to do today, the way they wanted to play, and the result of, in terms of numbers, like you said, of that effort is really good. So it's a feel good when you put the effort, you have a mindset how you want to play, and it works. I think that helped a lot.
I'm just curious if there's any update on Sean Durzee's situation.
No, there's no update for now.
It seemed like Mikhail Sergachev was really looking for his shot tonight. How big of a difference does it make when not only Sergachev's involved offensively, but the defense as well?
It was rock solid. I think the big guy was. We needed that kind of a performance, and he delivered. He was really, really good. We had a lot of flyer work good tonight, but I think Sergei stood out for me. It was a beast.
How impactful was that Tanev line? It seemed like every time I looked up, they were hitting somebody or doing something.
Exactly, and that's why I was happy they were on the ice at the end with Curfew. But still, I think they earned it. They had possession, and they played it right away. They often say to them, "You get it out, you get it in, you get it to the net, and you get on the body." And that's exactly what they did. Thanks, everyone.
So 8 Utah skaters score in the game, 2 players with multiple points. Nick Schmaltz with his 20th multiple point game of the year and his 7th game of the year of at least 2 goals. Logan Cooley, his 9th game of the year with at least 2 points. We're talking all about it on Mammoth Daily, wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Utah Mammoth YouTube page, Mammoth Plus at SEG Plus. Mike Folta and I with you every day, talking Mammoth, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll have Mike's Morning After. Matt McConnell, Nick Olchek will join us from the TV side, and we'll look back at Painting the Ice from Tuesday night at the Delta Center before we greet you again coming up Thursday. It's going to be 4:30 with Hockey Night in Utah, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, with the game nationally televised on ESPN. The puck will drop at 5:30. Fan Appreciation Night and season finale against the St. Louis Blues. Playoff schedule, when we get it, could be possible tonight if Vegas beats the Seattle Kraken, but playoff schedule is yours just as soon as we have it. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll talk to you on Mammoth Daily and Thursday for Hockey Night in Utah.